Legend Total War here, and today we've got a rating your Doomstack video covering a Barrow Legion Wight King Doomstack. So we've got Heinrich Kemmler, 4 Vampire Heroes, 1 Necromancer Hero, and 14 Wight Kings. And we've also got a ton of reinforcements, but we're not going to use that, so I've turned off Control Large Army. And we're going up against 4 armies of Chaos. Now in this battle here, I expect to use this army here to take out all 4 of these. We'll just see how much of it they can take out without needing the reinforcements. Anyway, let's jump into the battle and see how it performs. Now, I wouldn't normally have thought that a Wight King Doomstack would have been a great idea, just because it would be a bit more expensive than skeleton spamming. But I usually do recruit Wight Kings in my campaigns. I just usually use them to farm Blood Kisses. Now, by the time that the Chaos Invasion comes, if you've done a good job with Blood Kisses, you probably don't need any more by the time Chaos does show up. So what you could do with those guys that have been assassinating heaps, and should be close to level 40 by now, attach them into an army and go and take on Chaos. Because Chaos is actually quite difficult to defeat as the vampire counts, unless you use a hero spam, because the usual army, at least in my case, not for everybody, is the skeleton spam. The skeleton spam is not great against Chaos, because they just rip right through it really quickly, and Wind of Death kills like loads of their infantry for sure, but Hell Cannon's a huge problem, Giants are a problem, all their monsters, unless you cause the army losses pretty early on, which is tricky to do, then they sort of just grind you down. And you sort of need like 2 or 3 armies for every one of theirs. So what if instead we had 1 army for every 4 of theirs? So we'll see how this goes. This could be viable. Maybe, we'll see. Just thinking how best to go about it. I don't really see the purpose of a Necromancer in here. Because normally I would put a Necromancer on a corpse cart and keep them with the infantry. But we're not keeping the infantry here. So I think I'm going to keep him out of the way for this, because if we just put him in combat with the rest of them, he's just going to die. That's not a good idea, and this way he can at least generate winds of magic for us. It doesn't matter what kind of armor you build as the vampire counts, magic is definitely the way to go. And unlike the previous one, I tried not to use too much magic, because I wanted to test out the Doomstack, the actual units. But the thing is with Wight Kings is their damage output isn't particularly high, so if I don't use magic, or at least only use magic like Invocation of Nehek, it's going to take a long time. And since most of their army is full of infantry, and you're playing vampire counts, every single vampire count army, unless you recruit like a Strigoi Ghoul King or something, which why would you do that, should have access to Wind of Death. So we'll see how that goes. If we're gonna test out the Wight Kings, I'm wondering why this, because usually I put vampires in my army, because anything that a Wight King can do, a vampire can do kind of better. If we have a look at the stat differences, Wight Kings are better. Hang on, are they better? So a vampire's got less health, less armor, less leadership, more speed, less melee attack. Wait, no, vampires have more melee attack, sorry. They don't have as much melee defense. So yeah, these are definitely tankier. They don't hit as hard. And they do a little bit more damage and charge bonus. Okay. Just thinking how best to use them. Because I usually don't put Wight Kings in my army. So I have to learn how best to use them in the situation. What I'm thinking here is having them basically clump up the enemy. Use their high melee defense. I'm wondering if maybe they're better off on foot. Because a horse actually is a bit of a weakness because it's a bigger target, especially if you're going up against infantry. If the purpose of this army is to have the Wight Kings get the enemy to go and pull around them, then I think it's better off putting them on foot. While you'll have a little bit less hit points, they'll take damage a lot slower. Like, horses are really bad mounts if your role is to like just hold the enemy down and just pin them down. Heinrich Kemmler definitely can't be doing that. Krell can. And that's another thing, Krell's on foot as well, so you can only move as fast as your slowest person. I don't know. I think I'm seeing inefficiencies in this army. Alright. So how are we gonna go about this? First thing we should do is get rid of the Hell Cannon, I think. And I'll have the vampires sort that out. So how fast is Heinrich Kemmler? He's faster than them. You didn't get the oh, I can't remember the ability, but the ones for extra regen. Maybe they're not fully leveled up. I'm not sure. But they're gonna detect him real soon. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some inefficiencies in here. Some things that can definitely go wrong. I'll say it's bad yet. I'm just saying that there's areas where this could definitely go wrong. Oh, they're totally gonna discover him. Alright. Let's see how tanky they are. Now's not yet a good time for Wind of Death. Keep Kemmler in there just for a moment just to pop this down. Give them a bit of extra melee defense. The important thing here is to keep them together. Alright, Hell Cannon seems to... Ah! Discovered. Alright, ready for a Wind of Death? Not yet, not yet. Alright, what abilities do they have? Yep, alright, that's fine. And... let's give this guy a heck. And... that looks like an okay Wind of Death. We're not the best one ever. Gotta stay away from their knights. Alright, so that got him 190 kills. Cool, cool. So yeah, by not making use of Wind of Death in your vampire count armies, you're just not playing vampire counts correctly. It just doesn't matter what army you build, you should be using your magic. Oh, but I wanted to see the White Kings kill off 4 armies by themselves! I don't mind waiting 4 hours. Okay, I need them to just clear off those ones, because they can catch up to them. Alright, let's get some winds up in here. Should have done that straight away, which I didn't. I need to get back over there, but I can't. Not super tanky. Krell's already about to go down. Come on, get over there. Need those Neheks. Overcasting, I've never really found... Actually, you know what? If we overcast and single cast, we can double heal him.
The living will join us.
I really think they would have... Well, hang on. Krell's on foot, and he's like the one that's getting beaten up the most. I think it's tanky. Alright. Just get back over here. Pit of Shades could also do a fair bit of damage in here. Didn't get over here in time. And they've done an okay job on the... on the giant there. Giant being probably the biggest problem for us. Try to keep Krell alive as long as possible. Alright, send the vampires in as well for a bit of extra help. Don't worry about them, the stragglers. And we should probably summon some zombies just to soften up their forces. Now, obviously, we don't need to withdraw Krell, because if he does get killed, it doesn't matter, you just summon him in the next battle. Main thing here is to keep the White Kings alive. Yeah, no, they've been reasonably tanky. I'm going to need some more magic, though. So the zombies we summoned there didn't do very well. Didn't last very long. Not enough of them in here to really warrant a Wind of Death. And, you know, they're getting some okay kills. You probably shouldn't be in there. Doesn't seem like any of these Wight Kings have any equipment on them, which was a mistake. If you want to use a hero Doomstack, you got to give them equipment. You know, you could really increase their durability, their stamina. All right, like that's an okay Wind of Death opportunity. How much reserves do we have? Not a lot. Yeah, consider it's like turn 158 or whatever it is. This is, that's not a lot of Winds of Magic you got there. Like I said, I'm really reluctant to overcast Nehek these days, just because, you know, there's a good chance you're going to heal something that's already at max health, and you're just increasing the miscast chance. Alright, well this first army's been defeated. And, you know, it handled it. It handled it. Wasn't amazing. I reckon a Vampire Doomstack would have done a lot better. But, you know, the Wight Kings, they held, and this isn't not viable, you know. They're a tier 4 unit to increase capacity of them. I definitely recruit them in my campaigns. I wonder if these are disciplined. Based on that melee attack, I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look after the battle. Alright, who wants another heal? Can everyone? And let's get some heals up in there. Alright, getting rid of all their lords first, that's good. Alright, the Wight King should actually be pretty good at dealing with that. But yeah, if these Wight Kings aren't max level and haven't been given equipment, then that's actually, it's not good rating for this particular Doomstack, but there's a lot of room for improvement. Because, you know, I'm not seeing any Helms of Discord, not seeing any Tormentor Swords. All of this stuff could really help with its staying power. And the fact that these guys just seem to be, like, generic. And they're holding out Chaos on very hard battle difficulty, that's pretty good. You could definitely recruit an army like this just for dealing with Chaos, and then just have Skelly Spam deal with everything else. Still not sure about the... Maybe the neck from the vampires are here just for the extra Winds of Magic, because... Well, then why not just get, like, all vampires? Because you can increase their capacity at tier 4 as well. Okay, Krell's actually still holding on. Could use Spirit Leech to just finish him off, but I'm just trying to save on my reserves. We've only taken out one army so far. And, yeah, there's still a bit left, and we don't have that much magic. Maybe I should hold off on those Neheks. Problem is, how else am I going to heal him? You don't have a corpse cart here. Wait, you've got Curse of Undeath. Yeah, we should use that. Just have to not stay in combat. There we go, yeah, just do that. It must have been a while since I played Vampire Cast. I keep forgetting all their abilities. Just have to keep them close by. Same with this one here. But if they go into melee, it deactivates. Alright, I think we've taken out all 4 of their lords now. So we'll have a time here where it's just like mostly melee infantry. Which is fine. We'll have to start pulling out some of these. Actually, no, I probably want to keep them. And no, I'm not going to withdraw any of these guys until I absolutely have to, because the whole point of this is to test them out. This one here is obviously very badly damaged. Don't want to withdraw any of the vampires because that's. Oh, hang on, is that a lord there? Yeah, that's somebody. I don't know if it's a lord or a hero, but whatever it is, just get rid of it. Okay, is that Krell there? Okay, yep, that was a Lord.
As inevitable as death.
At once. I run.
So yeah, it's easy enough when they're coming at us one at a time like this.
Surpass Nagash. The von Karstein's march.
They just get a bit of extra healing from this. They'll just save on magic. We definitely needed to Nehek before because they were taking damage too quickly and I couldn't get in there. But right now, when it's just a small fight, it's fine. But I'm definitely seeing this as a viable option for taking on Chaos. Maybe not perfect, but I guess as well, if we were taking on 2 full stacks at the same time, for one thing, Wind of Death would have been more powerful because there would have been more melee infantry here to kill at any given time. But we probably would have lost some of the Wight Kings, and if they're immortal, that doesn't matter that much.
At once. I
I'm
run.
not too concerned about like the upkeep cost because vampire accounts are actually one of the richest factions in the game, especially in the late game because they're one of the few factions. See, most factions in this game have all their economy buildings at tier 1, 2, and 3. And after tier 1, 2, and 3, you're basically just improving their military. But vampire accounts, they've got their best economic buildings at tier 4 and 5. The vampire account, sorry, the vampire building and the necromancer building and the banshee building provide well, hang on. The necromancer and vampire building increase income by 500 each, and the banshee building I think is 200. And that's on top of other economic buildings. So each province can end up making you a lot of cash. Which is useful because the vampire count roster is very expensive, which is why you just bypass and just hire skeletons. So yeah, you sort of just go bottom heavy with the with their roster, unit roster, but top heavy with their heroes and lords. As in, you recruit from the bottom of your list when it comes to your actual recruitment pool, you know, just skeletons and zombies and shit. But with your heroes, you go all out, give them the best of the best, because they're the ones that really do all the damage. And you just use the skeletons as cannon fodder. Which I think is a very vampire count way of playing, rather than just like pure doom stacking and hiring actually good units that are just really expensive. Because the thing is with vampire counts, they don't have any non-melee units. It's all just melee infantry and melee monsters. And melee monsters are fine, but like Graveguard don't perform well on higher difficulties, especially not for their cost. You could afford them in the late game for sure, but they're still not very cost effective. So yeah, just trying to stay fairly close. Huge number of troops are coming in soon. This is the easy part in the battle. I could probably speed this up. But yeah, after this part here, there's going to be a lot of monsters coming in. We'll see how they go. But, you know, these guys are absolutely smashing these units, you know, one-on-one. Well, it's not really one-on-one. It's more like 14-on-1. Alright, here they come again. What they should have done after their first army was defeated was wait for their reinforcements to all get together and then charge in. But no, they don't do that. Nice. So yeah, if you're sitting there thinking, he's got 30 winds of magic, why isn't he casting? We got 30 winds of magic, but we've only got 93 power reserve. If we cast another spell, another Wind of Death, our recharge rate's going to be shit. I don't think he's recruited a lot of knowledgeable lords and heroes throughout the campaign, because you should have, as vampire accounts, a lot more winds of magic than this, especially considering you've got 5 other spellcasters in the army. Alright, casting a Wind of Death there. If a few more would show up, that'd be okay. You get in a bit closer there and give them one of these.
Behold, endless night.
Krell's still kicking.
Darkest magic to me. Master of death.
I reckon what did all the damage to them was just those monsters, which is always the biggest problem for the vampire cats, but their melee infantry are just doing nothing. And again, if they don't have any equipment on them, that's really impressive, because you can make them a lot stronger if they did. I definitely suspect that they don't have any, because I got no abilities here. No Helm of Discords, no nothing. Alright. I don't think we want to Wind of Death that. I think a Pit of Shades is sufficient here. This one, we're done with you. We don't want you to die. I just need you for Arcane Conduits now. So just go sit over there and do nothing. You're done. How'd that last cast? Oh, I don't know. So our base recharge rate's 1 every 15 seconds, but with Arcane Conduit. Alright, yeah, we can get loads. So yeah, Pit of Shades is probably better if it's just a small number of units there. Don't want to waste a full Wind of Death. I mean, if we had like 400 reserves, then I'd just Wind of Death it up and not worry about it, but that's just not the case. So we should be a little bit more sparing. Especially considering the worst is yet to come. So just want to stand close enough that we're not in melee, so that we can provide Curse of the Undeath, which doesn't have a huge range. Krell's getting fucked up, but that's okay. Could Wind of Death that. Could just wait for a few more to come in. Because you want to get as many of them as you can, and it's pretty thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick. I'll take that.
For my master.
Got a miscast, but that's okay. He'll be fine.
I run.
So how many kills has he got? 500. Nice.
I run at once. It is time. I run.
It's really important to have these guys, you know, stay as close together as possible. They fight a lot better if they act as one unit. Because the whole point of it is that they don't get surrounded. Because see this guy here, he's not surrounded because these guys here are blocking the other units. They can't get at him. That's why you blow up your heroes and single entities. Just use them as one unit. Makes them unflankable. Well, close to unflankable. It's always possible to flank them. So some small units can get through. Just little bits of health here and there by just staying close by. Don't want to get too close. Krell's still kicking in there. It's not gone yet. Alright, pretty soon we'll start to see more monsters start to come in. Then that's going to be another difficulty, I suppose. The Hell Cannon shouldn't be a problem. Once we see the Hell Cannons, I reckon the Army Loss penalty will kick in. And I'll just send these two to go put zombies on them. Alright, let's get Arcane Conduits going. Such small amounts of regen. We're gonna have to start pulling out some of these other vampires soon. So yeah, the vampires are definitely more squishy than the Wight Kings, because the Wight Kings have been fighting the entire time, whereas they chased off those units of Warhounds earlier on, which obviously didn't do any damage to them, and they also had they were fighting the Hell Cannon, which wasn't difficult for them. So what's going on here? They're just chicken shit cowards? No, it's not the army losses. It's just I think they're just being chicken shit cowards.
At once. I run. At once. I run.
Don't worry about running off shattered units. So I reckon at this point here, we've probably just showed about 2.5 armies.
Atrophy and decay.
Because all their monsters and all their best units are going to come at the end. Which is where you really want to use these guys. Well, maybe that's where you want the skeletons, because the skeletons, well, they're not great at dealing with monsters. They're even worse at dealing with other melee infantry. So you get rid of all the melee infantry first, and then send in the skeletons to just grind them down. They're also causing shitloads of terror. Like, when I mean by terror, I mean, like, leadership penalties. I don't actually mean the ability terror. We should use a different word then. It's faster, stronger enemies nearby. That's the penalty that they're applying. That's it. Don't need to do any more arcane conduits right now. Some people have the... I don't know why. But some people have the opinion... Not opinion. I don't know. They think that arcane conduit, every time you use it, increases your reserves permanently. It doesn't. It's a temporary increase in reserves.
Yes.
So, using it when you're at full winds of magic is a complete waste of the ability. So, better to just keep it there ready for right... The best time to use Arcane Conduit is right after you cast a spell. That's the best time to use it. Or if you don't have enough magic for a spell, use it then. Now, if we had withdrawn this one here, we could obviously bring in another unit, and there was some other people in reserve, but we're focusing on this Doomstack here. Now, ideally, when you send in a Rate My Doomstack application, I guess, I'm not rating double Doomstacks. So, it has to just be one army, which is why I'm not withdrawing any units. Okay, they seem to want to get together now. Just doing a bit of cleanup out here. What's that? Sparring champions. Okay. Alright, seems like at least in that reinforcement area, no more Chaos Warriors and Chosen are coming through. And here we go. What, are they all stalking or something? Okay, I think a unit of zombies here would be a good idea, just to soak up some of the damage from those Chaos Knights. A couple of Wands of Jet would be good here as well.
Darkest magic to me! I run.
So, with 28 Winds of Magic, or 27 or whatever, don't need to cast the Arcane Conduit just yet. Probably will recover before the time we need the next cast, but we just don't need to. And that's another thing, if you don't need to do something, then just don't. Like, if the impact is going to be so little it won't make any difference, just don't bother. Which is sometimes you'll see me have abilities that I just don't use, just because it's not worth bothering. You should always try to focus on the stuff that have the highest impact, and if something has low impact, just use it, don't use it, who cares? It's like these abilities here, they're kind of low impact, it doesn't really matter. Alright, crowding around us again, which means Wind of Death incoming. Krell is... fault... I don't know, it's not the best Wind of Death. Maybe we'll just use Pit of Shades, I don't know. I feel like they're handling it.
Heinrich Kemmler.
Could be using this as well. It's only 6 winds of magic.
Master of Death.
Alright, Krell's gone. But I think I'd prefer to... Oh, that's a fail... Do it from the other direction. Here, get that other unit.
Death magic. I run. At once. I run. At once. I run.
Okay, I got caught there a little bit. Gonna need some zombies to get out of this.
Awake, your master calls. For my master. Death magic.
Alright. So here comes their cavalry wave. Like I said, the easiest part has now passed. Now for the next difficult part. Their cavalry.
Their time has come.
Kemmler got caught in there. Alright, so yeah, now's a good time for arcane conduits. And we're still generating pretty quickly with arcane conduit.
Now, with haste.
This guy here is still able to provide Curse of the Undeath if Heinrich Kemmler can't.
Now,
Heinrich Kemmler's not awful in melee, but definitely shouldn't prioritize sending him in. I just got caught there.
a new order
You
comes.
can get him out though.
Heinrich Kemmler. Beautiful decay. All will wither. Necromancer.
Death to the living.
With haste.
Yeah, gonna need some zombies. Tie them down. Okay, here comes yet more monsters.
Ancient power is rising. Where is Krell?
Still can't get him out.
With haste. Now,
Alright, against monsters, the Wind of Death isn't going to be particularly useful, so I'm leaning towards maybe casting Van Hell's Dance Macabre a little bit. What about Curse of Years? That's not terrible.
now.
It's only 9 winds of magic. What's the cost for Heinrich Kemmler? 7. Okay, that's not too bad.
Necromancer.
Usually don't like to use debuff spells over
Haste. Now.
damage spells, but against larger units, debuff spells are better. And since their infantry is pretty much spent now,
Everywhere is death. By Van Hell's will.
so we're not at full magic, so we're okay. But yeah, the Wight Kings, they've been pretty damn tanky. They're still in good shape. The vampires are just about spent.
Yes, awake, minions. Heinrich Kemmler. With haste.
Oh,
now.
no. He should be faster than them.
Now. With haste. Now.
Actually, his speed's really fast. He must be fleet-footed.
With haste. Now.
You know what? Just run away. I wanted to keep casting, keep having what's it called? Master of the Dead, but
Quiet, skulls.
he's okay. He's sort of handling himself there.
I am Kemmler.
All right, I guess we'll use Curse. Oh, hang on. Is there a good Wind of Death opportunity here? Yeah, it's not awful. It's only 7 wins. Just so we're not under a lot of pressure right now. Oh, sorry. You're gone. Alright, that indicates we're at the end of the battle here. There's no way I'm going to get you out. I can't heal her anymore. No, I don't want to use... No, stay out of this. I don't want to be using you. You're not part of the Doomstack. But if I withdraw them, they're just going to send in more units. Just stay over there and do nothing. I'm not going to use them at all. Hey, that's pretty cool. Get these vampires out of there. So, Wight Kings, way more tankier than vampires. Way tankier.
Swiftly. Time to kill.
Alright, I think they got the army losses. So we just gotta take out the hell cannons. Shame about that one vampire. Couldn't last just a little bit longer. So what's this? Yeah, so it's mostly Chaos Spawn. Alright, let's go. Alright, how about Heinrich Kemmler? You handle that, and they'll handle this. So yeah, I could have used the Curse of Undeath there. Sorry, Curse of Years. But I just wasn't sure how much longer the battle was going to last, and whether or not we needed another better spell. So get over here and cast one of these. That should take it out. Yep, they killed those unbreakable ones really quickly. So, and you know, they're anti-infantry as well. Huh, the Wight Kings, yeah, that they did really well. A lot better than what did you stop? A lot better than I expected, actually. The big downside is they can't generate winds of magic, which is why vampires are so good. They're like multi-purpose. So having a lot of Wight Kings in there, but a few vampires seem to have worked really well because we had all the magic that we really needed throughout the battle, and it was never like, ah, oh, damn, I wish I had more magic to cast spells. Oh shit, she crumbles. What's going on here? Oh, whoops. Oh well. Didn't know that was still coming. Just withdraw them then from the battlefield. We don't need any more wins. It's okay. I don't need to send the save file back, so it's not a disaster battle. Because, yeah, if it's a disaster battle, I'll use everything at my tools to cheese it as much as possible. But in a rating your Doomstack video, not so much. We wanna test out the Doomstack. Which usually means using it in a less optimal way, just to see how much they can actually handle. Because, considering Vlad and Manfred were available to come in straight away, and this dude, it would have been better, I think, to withdraw the Necromancer at the start of the battle. To bring them in. But yeah, we didn't do that. Because I didn't want to utilize them at all. We didn't need them to win the battle. So basically, this army here beat 4 full stacks, but we also have to consider they didn't beat them all at the same time. I'm sure if Control Large Armies wasn't activated, we probably would have gotten stomped a lot harder. But there's also the fact that we would have been doing more damage per Winds of Death. So it's hard to say that what would have happened in this particular situation, which is why I preferred if you guys sent in your Doomstacks videos, Doomstack save files, without reinforcements. That's what I'd prefer. But yeah, this was good. This was better than I expected. Definitely could have done better with those vampires. Oh well. And like, this is a good amount of damage that they did against very powerful units as well. So I'm quite impressed. And I don't think they've got any bloody equipment on them. Alright, let's try to get through the end turn here. I want to have a look at their equipment. Oh, please don't get attacked again. I don't want to fight another battle. We're done with the battle. I want to have a look at what he's done with the army. Alright, we'll just auto that. The vampire's probably going to get... Yeah, one got wiped out. That's alright. Like I said, I don't need to send the save file back. No, no, no! Oh, hang on. Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't need to send the save file back. So those heroes... No, they were not immortal. She was not immortal, that one. So, not even maxed out. That means they didn't have any extra combat bonuses. That's probably why they didn't fight as well. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just get me to the next turn. Doesn't matter. Apart from all these disaster battles, the campaign seems to be going fine. Alright, now let's have a look at the army. So yeah, they weren't maxed out. And so the vampire... Alright, so the vampires weren't that strong. They could have been made a lot stronger, right? And, yeah, no equipment. And, what the fuck? No trait. Okay. That one's got a trait. So that's disciplined, okay. And what about all of them? Lawkeeper. Alright, so I don't think he bothered at all trait farming, and none of them have any equipment on them. So they could have been a lot stronger. They're all immortal. And they're probably... at rank 30, they should have all of their abilities. He didn't give them immortality? Okay. You probably would want to get that, because it just helps them to stop crumbling. But yes, if we have a look at how much more resistance we could potentially give them, like 10% extra physical resistance right there, you know, extra melee attack there, extra you got 25% physical resistance there. That's not terrible with the vampire counts. Potion of toughness isn't terrible either for a unit that can't heal naturally. You know, looking at another one, other bits of equipment, you got 8% wood save here. You got plenty of these. Yeah, getting loads of items with vampire count's not too difficult. So yeah, giving yourself some items for some physical resistance or some wood save could have made these guys even more durable. Alright, time to rate them. I think this did really well. Way better than I expected. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 Doomstack though. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Which I think is, it's a Doomstack. It's definitely a Doomstack. It did take out 4 armies of Warriors of Chaos. It did. But the conditions were favorable for us because we were able to deny their reinforcements. If we were fighting 2 full stacks, I don't think it would have gone down, as in 2 full stacks at the same time. I don't think it would have gone down quite that well. I'm also giving it some extra points that it shouldn't get because I can see potential here that just wasn't utilized. Like, the vampires just haven't been leveled up enough. So they probably wouldn't have died if they had been like level 40 and had all this stuff put in here. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have, because that one died at the very end. If it had 15% extra hit points, it wouldn't have died. Same thing if that probably wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, extra melee defense and melee attack, all of that stuff would have really helped. So I'd say with equipment, 9 out of 10. But really, in the current state that he has it in, I'd probably say 8 out of 10. With the potential to move it up to 9 out of 10. Leveling up your heroes and giving them the equipment. But I would say that if you're playing a vampire count campaign, using this exact army, I probably don't think that the necromancer needs to be in there. It's just a bit of a weakness. Just having... And it doesn't have to be Heinrich Kemmler. I don't know why specifically he's in there. Getting Krell probably helps a little bit, but really any vampire lord can cast Wind of Death, except for like Strigoi. Don't get Strigois. Yeah, I think this could be a 9 out of 10. Sent Wight King Doomstack up against the Warriors of Chaos, and just the Wight Kings alone, like, they were killing shitloads of units even without the Wind of Death supporting them, and they took out the Chaos Spawn with ease. The Giant was a little bit of a concern. The Chaos Knights weren't that difficult, and again, they have no equipment, so yeah, you can make them a bit stronger. Yeah, you don't have tons of knowledgeable lords, but whatever, that's fine. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys, so let me know what you think. I liked this army. I might use it next time I play vampire accounts. Of course, I very rarely even get to turn 156, but we'll see. Cost is not that much of a concern. Vampire counts are rich, and if you're going with skeleton spams with your other army, yep, much improvement here. I don't have any problems with what I'm seeing. It's all good. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Appreciate you. Bye.